Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, your astrologer, Maria Di Simone. And in this short video, I want to address why some of you are struggling right now. There is a configuration in the sky that I just did a whole video about. It's going to turn into something beautiful. The planet Venus just entered the sign Cancer, and Venus is going to be making an alignment, a conjunction to Jupiter by August 11th into the 12th. And that's going to be incredible for so many of us in so many ways. And I did a whole video, a whole horoscope video breakdown on that. But in this video, I want to address what's happening today, right now, into tomorrow, into Tuesday, into the next day, Saturday. You're going to be feeling this energy for the next couple of days, but it is confined to those of you who currently are having transits from the outer planets. So Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to be more specific. If you're currently having a transit of Saturn or Neptune in the sky, making a difficult aspect to one of your personal planets. So this is for the cardinal signs specifically. You're not having a great time of it right now. And I want to put up the chart, put up the real-time clock with what's going on in the sky right now and explain why this is. This is about degrees, guys. So if you have any planets or angles in your chart, whether it's the ascendant, descendant, fourth house cusp, 10th house cusp, anywhere between, I'm going to say 0 to 5 degrees of a cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, then you're gonna still feel that amazing, huge blessing of the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Cancer. And that is going to happen in the Cancer place of your chart. But right now, you are struggling with a bigger issue. And the bigger issue is the Saturn-Neptune energy that Venus in Cancer is squaring into. So let me put up the chart so I can help you understand this and connect it to your birth chart. Okay. And remember, if you're not an astrologer or an astrology student, you can always schedule a personal consultation with me or the astrologer of your choice to understand this dynamic energy and how it might be reflecting in your chart. So you see Venus has entered Cancer, right? And what we're going to do is progress the chart, move it forward just a little bit until we get to roughly 1 degree and change. I think we could stop right here. Okay, so basically, right here is the exact square between Venus in Cancer and Saturn in Aries. You see that? 1 degree, 37 minutes. That's a square, guys. That's a rough aspect of conflict, of difficulty. Venus square Saturn is not fun. Okay, there's no rosy, pretty way to paint it. Saturn presents obstacles. Saturn presents delays, hard lessons, restriction. Saturn has the power to say no to something in astrology. And what is it saying no to? It's saying no to Venus. It's saying no to this lovely little energy right now, which wants to relate and connect, which is about self-worth, which is about money, which is about talents and abilities. This, a Venus square Saturn in your birth chart is known as the ugly duckling syndrome. If you are born with the Venus hard aspect in your chart, the square in particular, but also the opposition and sometimes the conjunction, depends on other factors, you grow up with this ugly duckling syndrome, feeling like you've got to go out of your way to earn your keep in life, including love. Go out of your way to show the world that you're worth something, that you're valuable. And this aspect is peaking on August 1st. And then what happens is Venus later in the day immediately peaks to square Neptune. And that is the bubble bursting. That is a big letdown, a big disillusionment, a big just fall from this rosy view of things. And so we've got this divine disenchantment and uncomfortable reality check in our lives. If you have planets or angles in your chart specific to this degree in the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, or one of your angles, especially if it's right there at just under that 2-degree mark. But again, orb of influence, I'm going to give it up to 5 degrees. In your chart right now, in real time, you're not feeling great. You're not. There's something going on that you're struggling with. And in particular, if one of your personal planets, so the sun in your chart, the moon in your chart, Mercury, Venus, even Mars, again, or an angle, are being hit with this alignment, what Venus is actually doing right now is not something good. Venus has turned into a trigger. And I teach this so deeply in my transits class once we get to predictive astrology, how tracking these faster moving planets triggers an event into manifesting that is symbolized by a bigger outer planet transit that you're having. So, again, to reiterate, if you right now are having transiting Saturn or Neptune, either conjunct, square, opposite, one of your cardinal placements in your chart, you are going through a loss right now. You are going through a letdown right now. You are going through a disappointment right now. You are going through a situation where the universe is saying no. The universe is challenging you to get down to reality and to focus on something that you want to eventually create and manifest, but you're kind of walking blindly. You know, when you're walking blindfolded, you don't see what's ahead and you have to trust. Did you ever do this, by the way? Did you ever close your eyes and try to walk a certain amount of distance, whether it's inside your home or outside? It's scary, isn't it? It's really scary to be blind like that because you have to rely on all of your other senses. You have to rely on anything else except your sight to get you across that path. And that's what the Saturn Neptune conjunction is doing right now. It's blindfolding you, but forcing you to walk across a path and telling you, hey, you've got to do this. There's no other option. And the universe is not just handing you out success. In fact, the universe is creating an obstacle. It's saying no. What is it saying no about? I'm not looking at your chart, so I can't tell you the specifics. But the universe is saying no right now to something. The universe is saying, you can't see. I'm blindfolding you. That's what the universe is saying. And Venus squaring in the sky right now for the next couple of days, Neptune and Saturn, is triggering this theme for all of you early degree cardinal people out there. So, my friends, if this is you and you're going through a difficult time, understand there's a bigger lesson here. There's a bigger issue that you're meant to confront, that you're meant to address, and you will. You will. You know, astrology doesn't happen in a vacuum. And I talked about this before many times. We can have really great things happening in our life, in one area of our life, and in another area of our life, we can be going through it. We can be going through a very difficult time. And I think that is what we are experiencing. And that's going to peak again in August, just a heads up for early cardinal people. Because when Mars gets into Libra, Mars is going to then square Saturn and Neptune. And I'll talk about this in August, but that's going to be another trigger. And that trigger this time is going to prompt us to want to take action, but to feel like our progress is stalled and we have to really overcome a feeling of, you know what, I just want to raise the white flag and give up. We're going to have to deal with that in August. But again, this is specific only. I am only talking to you if you have early cardinal degree placements. So you're feeling it right now. Let me know in the comments what's coming up in your life right now with Venus in the sky, square Saturn and Neptune, and how it's triggering your chart. And then we'll talk about it in another video in August. what that means when Mars gets into Libra. So I hope this helps contextualize what's happening right now in the sky. And we're getting a little bit more granular in this video for people who have specific placements, but it's something that needs to be addressed because we can't do astrology and horoscope astrology in a cookie cutter way. There are millions and millions of you out there into astrology. You all have different unique birth charts. That's why it's so important to try to learn a little bit about your horoscope so that you can really see how the planetary alignments are reflecting in your particular world. All right, guys, I hope you have a beautiful day and hang in there. Venus might be squaring Saturn and Neptune, but nothing very good or very bad lasts for very long. Take care.